God exists within you as yourself. Your true self is the God, and there is no other God on the planet. The true Tripura Sundari is the self, and above that there is no God. Now, so this being the motto, we in Sanmarga Sadhana, though it being based on Sri Vidya itself, we Sanmarga Sadhana, the name itself signifies Sanmarga, the righteous way. The righteous way sadhana, the name itself suggests doing it right. And doing Sri Vidya right is dropping these icons of Tripura Sundari or the other religious or this iconography basically, and then only meditating on self. So how Sri Chakra has formed and how these triangles have formed, how these circles have formed, and how they exist within ourselves, and how the Sri Chakra actually do exist. I don't need to reconstruct all this mechanism that we learn in Sanmarga Sadhana. Now what is this pentagonal way? This pentagonal way, actually when we start understanding this, every human being has a soul. This soul actually divides itself as it enters into the human body while taking birth into multiple ways. Now, this whole Atma divides into 75% and then 25%, and this 75%, people say, the truth is that it stays 12 inches above our physical human head. And this 25% Atma comes down, and as it comes to the forehead level, it again further splits, and 5% and 20% gets split. Now 5% stays at the forehead, the 20% comes down, and the remaining 20% again further splits into 15% and 5%. The 15% stays in the heart, and then the remaining 5% comes down and splits into 1.25 percentage and forms 4 particles, and these 4 particles act as anchor bolts to the mind, soul and body connection. So mind, human being has mind, human being has a body, human being has a soul. All 3 coexist in actual connection, or else Atma is eternally free. And that is how you leave your body when the anchor bolts actually get off and merge with the Atma. Now, when we do sadhana, the self that we say, in a Natha Sampradaya, the Navanatha Sampradaya, they say, the Atma, Jivatma and Paramatma, they say, are 3 different things only for theoretical purposes. Practically, all 3 are same. The Atma, the Jivatma in the forehead, and the Paramatma, which is about 12 inches above the head, are theoretically separate, but practically they are all same. A person who realizes that these 3 are not different, these 3 are same, alone understands a state called Adesha Sthiti. Now, what is this Adesha Sthiti? Adesha Sthiti is realizing the unity in this triology, but then it is a state of absolute static stillness where you understand this Vijnana Bhairava Tantra's major principle, Antarlaksho Bahirdrushtihi Nimisho Nimisha Varjita Gatihi. There is a Tantra textbook called Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. In that they say this line, Antarlaksho Bahirdrushtihi. Your gaze, your sight is Antarlaksha. You actually see within. But then Bahirdrushtihi. You open your eyes and actually you feel your eyes are open and you're looking at something. But you're not looking at something because you're looking inside. Antarlaksha, inside focus, Bahirdrushti, outside view. Nimisho nimisha varjita gatihi. I blink? No, I do not blink. I just look at like this. I keep staring, but then I'm absolutely within me and I just function. And there is no nimisho nimisha. There is no blinking also. Not by resistance, by natural state, you are so static still that you do not, the ultimate aim of param sadhana, when you attain a deepest of the deepest layer of true sadhana, you understand? Highest meditation level actually starts where you're functioning normally, you're talking, you're looking at things, but then you have absolutely no ideas, no thoughts, no nothing, absolute blank. Your engine, software in between your ears called mind, that's totally went blank. And then, but still you function. And then you do not have heartbeat and you do not have pulse, you do not have blood flow, you do not have anything. The whole body is still, but still you function. That is how the Siddhas in the Himalayas do actually function. Am I clear with you? Because that is the state at which the true embodiment of your inner infinite self is totally exposed. Am I clear with you? So that being the goal, first we need to understand what should we do to achieve that goal. Now you might also ask, Guruji, if I absolutely am blank, still how will I function? You will actually function much better. Much better. And all Siddhas, have you ever seen a Siddha who cannot talk properly? Or have you ever seen a Siddha who talks and then you feel he has no clarity about what he's talking? Have you ever seen people like that? No. Why? Because these Siddhas, and then I think you might have certain experiences where Siddha talks, actually, you mentally give him a thought, okay, I want to do like this, I want to, and you think something, and Siddha immediately answers you about this is how it goes, this is how it goes. He explains you. Now, do you think if in a crowd of 100 people, he would be absolutely listening to everyone's mind and then talk? It would be practically impossible, because listening to 100 people at the same go and answering individually all persons at the same time while being in the topic of discussion, it's technically impossible. But still Siddhas manage to do so. How? Is because they don't do anything. I keep repeating this. There are certain new people, so for them I say this. The truth is, if you want to drink the clear waters of wisdom spring, our minds we must stillness bring. Because in the crystal bowl of tranquil mind, gnosis fills the supernal kind. My friend says this, I don't say it. I'm just copying it here and presenting it to you. So he says this, and I absolutely agree with it. So the point is, when you are absolute still, the self functions, and self functions beyond the perception of mind. The mind has a very limited level of functioning capacity. The true self has unlimited, infinite functional capacity. Now, how to explore this infinite functional capacity is what Sri Vidya is all about. It is not about Tripura Sundari, it is all about realizing self. Now, what is pentagonal star? To explain, I have explained this because in pentagonal star, generally people meditate on the Atma or people meditate on the Jivatma.